Good morning. I've had an amazing conversation this morning with Pastor Sean about lordship when we were sharing some time together. And then as I was spending some time thinking on that and adding to that by reading from 1 Samuel chapter 16 and also from chapter 18, those two conversations kind of connected themselves in my life and in my heart to help me realize that God wants to be God of everything. He's not looking to exclude himself from one moment of my life and the time that I spend with him. It's an amazing story looking back at the story of King Saul and realizing that God was asking him to do something. God was asking him to be Lord and Master over all of Saul's life. And Saul gave mental assent to that idea, but he did not obey him. He did not give him total ownership of his life. So Saul was asked to go and completely destroy the Amalekites because they had treated God's people harshly when they came up out of the land of Egypt. And in order to do that, Saul was supposed to destroy all of the people and all of the animals. He disobeyed, and he reserved the king because that was customary in that time, and he also had reserved the very best of the animals, and his argument that he put forward was that he was going to give them all to God for sacrifice. So he sacrificed the worst of the animals. He held for a later sacrifice the very best of the animals. Now think about this. What he really was doing was sacrificing the poorest. And holding, because of his disobedience, holding in reserve the best of the animals to give to God later. How crazy it is that God would have that somebody would totally disregard the requirements of God for the purpose of worshiping God later, and because of that, not do adequate job of sacrificing to God in the first place. The enemy likes to bring lies into our lives just like that. Likes to try to get us to convince ourselves that we are gonna somehow worship and honor God through our self-promotion. What Saul probably was doing, and we don't know this for sure because we haven't talked to him, but what Saul probably was doing was using the best of these Amalekite animals for the intention of making himself look good and look better in front of the people so that he could give to God this massive, amazing sacrifice. His intention was to completely destroy all of them, but in front of God to give God a gift that God had already asked for and that Saul didn't give to him. See, God has already asked for a gift from every human being alive, and that is everything that we have. And I want to ask you this question, and I'm asking the same question of myself. Have I given God